one. Fuck, they didn't ramped up the number of buses. Well, no. All right. Anyway, more and more people. Look, I'm gonna look at that one too. But here's another one. 9 hours ago, Thomas Sowell. Y'all need to look at that. But I know y'all, a lot of y'all just stupid Democrat trolls, which is fine. But you can get 11 different definitions expecting government to promote fairness. Expecting government to promote fairness is just giving politicians more arbitrary power. That's just dumb. And the people who thought they needed help, you're not gonna get it right quick. Could you imagine? Say somebody you're 30 years old right now. In 20 years, if they were the one, the youngsters would have been the youngsters. A 20, 25, 30-year-old, you'd be 50. Someone who's 30, they be in charge of a total, and they have total power over y'all. Well, we would have had that. No. All that, they all these people my age, a lot of them, let them get away with murder. Literally, right? But well, it's a slang word. Let them get. You say that when I was a kid, not us, but the adults. Black folks get away with murder. Basically, he, whatever, not going to bed on time. Basically, the parents were slacking. But could you imagine? Yeah, the sweeping change they would have introduced next year. But here's another Democrat, another one, and you see it's only got 2K views, but they put it in my, they wanted me to see it.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, and thank you all for being here today.
There's enough stuff like this they keep hidden, but they let me see it. I don't know why. But
just acknowledge before I give my official remarks. If we take a look over here, a lot of tents and activity here. This is the annual recovery convention, and I think to some extent it kind of expresses what I feel today, my pathway to recovery. So I salute them for being here. I had a chance to talk with some of them. But I am former Senator Gloria Romero, and today I am announcing that I am leaving the Democratic Party. I was a Democratic convention delegate for the Reverend Jesse Jackson way back then, and President Barack Obama at 3 different conventions.
These ain't regular people just leaving. Yeah, these are them videos where that's good too. We would it be, just not even just a reporter, just a regular person. I was always a Democrat. Last year they post their story, my walk away. Like she said, Jesse Obama.
Between the two, I was the California co-chair, Reverend Jesse Jackson way back then, and President Barack Obama at 3 different conventions between the two. I was the California co-chair for then Senator President Obama in California. In my household, FDR, JFK, RFK. These were heroes in my household, and I vividly remember where I was when it happened, when the Kennedys were assassinated. Dreams were dashed. The quest for hope, however, never extinguished. In this Capitol behind me, I served as both Senate Democratic...
That's it. Oh, y'all niggas followed me. They leaving y'all, man. Everybody leaving y'all. Everybody, y'all better wake up. But see, y'all done did so much dirt. That's what y'all scared of. That's why you holding on. That's good. Keep holding on till it's too late.
Caucus chair and the Senate Majority Leader. But today I say goodbye. Adios.
Goodbye. Adios. She gone. She this was yesterday. She made that announcement yesterday. See what I'm saying? Everybody's jumping, leaving. Everybody, they like, you know what? These motherfuckers gone crazy. Y'all still making jokes and laughing and trying to wreck my shit. Y'all niggas crazy. I've been told y'all that a year, 2 years, 4, 5. I told y'all wouldn't be me. Ain't no way in hell. Knowing what y'all knew the crazy stuff that she didn't know. Because she been up there so long. With Jesse and all of them. That was back in the '80s. Then she was young, but and then that Barack Obama and them all that by the 2000s. Yeah, so she been down in there. You know, everybody leaving y'all, man. Dershowitz, who is her? This lady I never heard of, Romero. All that they leaving y'all. Y'all think y'all got the power by yourselves, y'all youngsters. All y'all rappers, not even rappers. Y'all think y'all got enough with the celebrities. All y'all gonna have left is Taylor Swift, Ice Spice, and Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion.
I've had enough. I am now another near lifelong Democrat who is joining the growing number of people, including key groups like Latinos, who are leaving the Democratic Party. This is not the Democratic Party that I once championed. I do not recognize it anymore, and I cannot continue. I changed my voting registration.
Ain't that the same thing? That's Dershowitz said. They said I can't. I can't. Now she's braver than Dershowitz because she switched, right? Oh, but no, they all independent. They all see that's what I'm saying. It's kind of suspicious. They leaving, but they all want to be independent. They ain't got the courage to come over here. They still want to be, but at the same time, okay, I said it with Dershowitz, same thing. They scared. Yeah, they. But look, we don't need no car. I know, but we don't play that shit. Y'all been in that Democrat. Her and Dershowitz, the '80s and shit. She's in California in the '80s. She saw the real shit. The start of shit. She saw a whole lot of shit. You know. She's like shit. We don't play that Democrat, L.A., Chicago, New York shit. Y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. If you for real, the only thing you had to be worried was not violence. Is you gotta go to prison because you for treason. That's the only thing you gotta worry about. But they still worried about Democrat shit. Yeah, they scared about. They still thinking this shit. I bet they is. There's old ass Jewish Dershowitz and her.
Today, as the sun was rising, to Republican, which has, under Donald Trump, become the champion of working people.
They always was. That's why they got rid of slavery. No, the Republican Party was started to get rid of specifically to get rid of slavery. They just hide that for you fools. Oh, it's white folks. Lincoln, the whole thing.
The Democratic Party that I once championed, I do not recognize it anymore, and I cannot continue. I changed my voting registration today as the sun was rising to Republican, which has.
Oh, I thought she said they said independent. All right, then. Oh, be independent. Oh, so they're telling people to be independent. All right, so I was wrong. Like I said, I always that's the difference between us. There's no. I'm not embarrassed or anything. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, shit, jump the gun, all right. But I did. I tried to check. It said be independent. I thought it said to be independent.
Donald Trump become the champion of working.
So, like
people,
I said, though,
the big tent.
But what I started to say, yeah, like I said, she said switch parties. But being independent ain't switching parties. That means you don't have no party. You riding the fence, like they said when I was a kid. All these independents. It's like I said, then I was right. She more braver than Dershowitz. I'm an independent. I'll make my decision, at the last minute. Yeah, whatever.
I will vote for Donald Trump this fall. While there are several issues that I could highlight for this action, let me just list some that are most prominent. The so-called Party of Democracy eradicated 14 million votes, including mine, in order to install its preferred candidate, Vice President Kamala Harris.
See, she telling everything. This ain't no censorship. YouTube, the conspiracy, the judge, this, and that. Nope, she was there. Yeah, this is months ago, right? Like they said, it was illegal, a coup. Biden, even they should have just did the whatever thing because he's senile. That he's incapable. But instead, that's what everybody sees. They tried to install another one. And it seems like they wanted somebody else. Or maybe, I'm going to let her finish, but she's like, see, this is what happened a couple of months ago. And like they said, they all was against Kamala, did before this. But now all of a sudden they all love her. Like nobody gonna notice. And like that, we know why you following you towing the line or whatever. See, they coming out telling. You got Zuckerberg, all this. They all coming out telling. They telling. I'm telling you, y'all little street level people, y'all the last. Didn't I tell y'all before? Y'all gonna be the last ones, and that's just common sense. Yeah, I've been in the military, but I probably learned that way before the military is always gonna be the lowest ranking. I learned that probably as a kid. That ain't just military training. Like I told you, this shit is it's gonna be y'all, all the generals and colonels and all of them gonna just go leave y'all hanging. Y'all street stupid ass niggas. I tried to tell you. I tried to told you.
Even before that, the Democratic primaries were so rigged so as to prevent viable candidates.
You can't say this is misinformation. She's a former Democrat. She just switched yesterday. You can't. She said yesterday morning. It was yesterday morning, a day ago. You can't YouTube. You can't even do nothing. This ain't Fox News. This ain't Trump. This ain't one of his people. This is out her mouth. Rigged.
Candidate Vice President Kamala Harris. But even before that, the Democratic primaries were so rigged so as to prevent viable candidates like RFK Jr. from jumping into even campaign. Lawfare was utilized. At the end, similar to Latin American dictatorships, the Dedazo was used to tap who the political elite and the big donors wanted to run. A political coup, in my opinion, was essentially executed. I have run, as have others here with me today, I have run for office in the past. And what message does this send? That if the donors and the elites don't like you, they can simply replace you with the candidate of their choice.
Who do what they want.
For any reason.
Who do what they say. A do boy or a do girl or whatever. A do person, if you want to be PC about it. Just somebody who does whatever they're told. Yes, sir, boss. Yes, ma'am. The maid. They want a maid or a butler. They're supposed to be in charge of us. Nah, if you ain't got no backbone, you ain't supposed to be in charge of us.
And undermining any semblance of democracy and the voters' will. I cannot take that. Indeed, I believe the Democratic Party has taken a giant leap to authoritarianism and censorship. It was President Reagan who warned that if fascism comes to America, it will come as liberalism. And as a former member of the executive board of the Southern California ACLU, individual freedoms are trapped, silenced by authoritarianism and censorship. That is not me. It is terrifying to see how language has been modified so that as a feminist and a former professor at California State University, I today would be condemned for saying that I can define a woman and distinguish between biological sex and gender identity. This is the so-called Party of Women, which has eradicated Got it? Great job.
She might not have been a real feminist. She might have, no, I don't say she was being phony. But back then, she really like wanted to be probably a housewife who did stuff, had a job and this and that. You know, like I said, in the 80s, I saw it. You know, I want to work too, and blah, 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 blah. You know, now she's regretting that. She got daughters and granddaughters, all that shit, and grandsons, yeah, sons, yeah. Like, what, my son gonna marry one of these? You know, these loose whores, you know, they've been with 10 guys before they in goddamn 12th grade.
This is the so-called Party of Women, which has eradicated Title IX protections for sports equity for women. While I am pro-choice, I will not support a party that advocates for abortion to full term. Also, I am a mother, and as a Latina, I refuse to call myself a birthing person. The Democratic Party has become the party of censorship, authoritarianism, and locking people up for free speech. The Democratic Party has abandoned our veterans at home to send millions and millions overseas. Today, the Republican Party has become the party of peace, while the Democrats have marched towards endless war. Today's Democratic Party and Vice President Harris specifically have refused to speak the names of the 13 American soldiers whose lives were sacrificed for a photo op in the horrific botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. Anyone who has ever buried a young soldier in war can feel the pain of that. And I say Clarence Griego from my hometown. I went to his funeral in Vietnam. The Democratic Party has turned its back on the working class, becoming the party of the elites and big buck donors. We see daily Democratic leaders lecture the people as to how to live their lives under the burden of COVID-19, climate change, and rampant inflation, while they, out of touch with Californians, feast at the French Laundry. Crime has spiraled out of control. Grocery prices have soared. Some 39% of Americans say they've skipped meals to make housing payments. As a Latina, a Mexican American, I know my history. My family was here before the border crossed us in 1848. I have long embraced pathways to citizenship, but I reject what has become a mockery of citizenship and the throwing open of our southern border by the ineffective border czar and the inept sleeping on the beach Biden. People around the world flock to America, and we should insist what citizenship means. But perhaps my biggest disconnect with my old party now has been over school choice, education freedom, and the right to have quality schools for all. Especially as Congressman Kevin Kiley and I have fought together, especially for school choice for poor and minority children who are trapped in chronically failing schools. They remain trapped even while the most powerful special interest funnels money to keep this not as a public education system, but a public work system that functions as jobs for adults in the system, damning the kids and stifling their American dream and the ticket that lifts them out of poverty. In the meantime, Democrats continue to get that money into their campaign war chests. The Democratic Party thrives off of this failure, shamefully locking away even as our children fall farther and farther behind in reading, writing, and the ability to compete internationally. At our universities where I have taught, I've seen Jewish students threatened. I went to Auschwitz some years ago, and no one can ever step inside that crematorium of what's left of it and come back to America and say that it is okay not to remember. Yet here in our hallowed campuses of UC Berkeley or UCLA, where Steve Hilton and I went recently, it has been horrific. I watched TV images with horror of women being kidnapped, blood dripping from them on October 7th, and the Democratic Party has forsaken Israel to capture the Hamas caucus of Congress and one swing state. In closing, let me say, I have seen the best of America, a nation that went to the moon and even beyond. But our American landing has become like quicksand today under a Democratic Party that is sinking the hopes and lives of too many politically unconnected Americans. Livelihoods being destroyed or killed by drug warfare due to an open borders and Bidenomics economy that none of us should want or embrace. The Democratic Party positions itself as the party of freedom, liberty, and democracy. All the while, it has become 1984 in 2024. So today, I am leaving the Democratic Party. It is with sadness, but it is with the belief that this is best for the future. I stayed for as long as I could. I tried reforms. I spoke out. I voted. Today, I turn to the future, a land of opportunity and free speech. I am excited to join a party that was started by the greatest American, Abraham Lincoln, and the challenges of building a new great republic that will take all of us. Today, I join the Republican Party, yes, to make America great again. And I am ready to do my part as America prepares to vote. I thank the many who are with me today and others who couldn't be here, who have welcomed me into this new big tent, and I do feel free at last.
Oh shit, she snapped on y'all, free at last. And then, it's funny that she was getting to that part. I don't know if she told a few people, Democrats close to her, I bet they was like, oh, you gonna go over there with them racists, this and that, all them sellout coons, and this and that. I bet they were so mad. I bet they mad because we didn't, nobody said anything mean. I bet they hate that shit. It's like they so mad. Like, oh, they gonna do something. No, they go, oh, what about your kids? Don't you care about it? Yeah, she like, yeah, I care about my kids. That's why I'm leaving. Grandkids or what? She didn't say grandkids, but whatever. Hey, these motherfuckers still on this crazy shit. This asshole, there I go. See, one of the last holdouts. They ain't gonna learn till they learn the hard way.